So guys, I don't think it comes much of a secret that I don't upload consistently. And it's definitely something in the back of my mind that I've always said to myself, I definitely need to upload more consistently. And starting from today, fingers crossed, we're going to do exactly that. But in today's video, we're going to be going over an Apex Legends tier list for you guys. Mainly because the last video I made was an Apex Legends tips and tricks video for you guys. And, it went down really well, got some really good feedback from it. And I thought to myself, why not make another video that's going to help you guys out, especially to the new players on the game. And before we get into today's video, these are solely my opinions, so if I don't call your legend the best, please do not send me hate in the YouTube comment section. So basically how this is going to work, tier S is going to be the best, and obviously tier D is going to be the worst. And if you guys do like the content, a like and a sub will go a long way. But let's get into today's video. So jumping straight into today's video, we're going to be going over the first tier, and that of course is going to be the D tier. Now, if I was to make this video a season or two ago, there'd be a lot more tiers, trust me when I say this. But Respawn, they've kind of been listening to their community a little bit. They've been trying to buff some of the bad legends back in the day and currently, but unfortunately Loba didn't really get a lot of love even in season 7. Like, they fixed her ultimate, they gave her unlimited ammo in the black market, but still she isn't the best. I think it is pretty clear for most of you guys, and I think even Loba mains will admit. The first reason is her hitbox is huge, and even if you have AC movement, you're not going to have a good time with Loba. You're just going to get fried, and you're just going to get sent back straight to that lobby. And the second reason is because of her bracelet. Now, I believe it's King's Cannon or World's Edge, she can't use her bracelet on for some reason, and I believe the glitch hasn't been fixed yet, so you can't even use her tactical on one map, so that is immediately putting her at a disadvantage. But fingers crossed, Apex, Respawn, they work on a solution for Loba with her tactical, and maybe decrease the hitbox a little bit, and then she will definitely be up there with one of the best legends in the game. So moving into the C tier, now there's going to be quite a few legends on this tier, and these are going to be the legends that are may or may not be moving up to B or dropping down to D. This is very, very close. All these 3 legends in here are close to moving up or down. And I'm going to start off by saying Mirage. Now, Mirage, I think everyone could agree with me, used to be the worst legend back in the day in Season 1 and Season 0. But, they reworked his kit. They gave him a few buffs. But if you're a half decent player at the game, you'll realise what a bamboozle is. And, Bloodhound's buff sort of negates Mirage's decoys. So, he's a decent legend. He's a decent legend, Mirage, but you gotta know how to play him very well to bamboozle a lot of people, because, people are starting to clock on, especially with the amount of Bloodhounds in the game. And, we could definitely see another change or two to Mirage in the future. It's gonna be interesting to see what they do with that legend. Now, moving on to Octane. Now, I love Octane. I've always considered being an Octane main, but, he isn't a ranked character whatsoever. Let's just get that out of the way. He is not a ranked character. And that immediately puts him already down at C tier. Now, he's such a fun legend to use. His stim actually got buffed this season, which actually makes a big difference. And, especially in them high tempo situations. But, his jump pad, you can easily get fried off that. And you know, like, there's just something about Octane I feel like he's missing. I can't pinpoint what, but he hasn't got a lot of kit compared to the other legends that can make a big difference. You know, he's not exactly a team player. I think that's what I'm trying to get at right now. And like I said, he isn't the worst, but he isn't the best. But boy, do I love Octane. And we're going to move into the last legend of this tier. Now, it's going to be one of the new legends. It was Rampart. It is Rampart. Now, she actually got a bit of a buff, an indirect buff this season. With the tridents, you can actually put Sheila on the car, which is, you know, pretty cool, I'm not going to lie. But the problem I see is, with Sheila, you're very, very prone to getting killed because, you know, you can only turn around a certain amount, which is, you know, fair enough because it'd make it too overpowered. But another thing is, her shields, they don't hold a lot of health, and I don't know if this is just me complaining about it, but I feel like they should have a little bit more health because, especially if you're using a gun like an R99 or R301, they're just going to get beamed the shields. And yeah, just personally, I just feel like, you know, she needs a little bit of a buff. Like, even in Season 8, I feel like they still need to work on just a little bit, you know, just to work towards that B tier, maybe even towards the A tier. You know, she's definitely in a better position than what she was in Season 6. I think everyone could agree with me on that. Now, moving into the B tier. Now, this is where things are going to start getting interesting. I'm going to start off by saying Horizon is going to be the first one in B tier. Now, this is very, very close to being A in my opinion. Horizon, without a doubt, in my opinion, is the best launch legend they've released. Now, I don't know what it is about Horizon, but I just love using her. And I think the reason why I didn't put her in A, I haven't used her enough yet to really, you know, judge her fairly. So I feel like B tier, I think that's fair. I think a lot of people will not have a complaint about that. And Horizon, what I love about her, you can play the offense and the defense with her abilities. Now I'm going to start off with her tactical. Her tactical is basically a rift. So if you throw it in the ground, you're going to go a lot higher, and that can actually save you in a few gunfights. And, you know, it's good at getting out in a defensive situation or an offensive situation. And it's the same with the black hole. You know, the black hole, which is her tactical, it's something about it I just love. But the only problem with her tactical is that Pathfinder, Octane, you know, their mobility characters, they can get away with it. They can get away from it quite easily. And I think that's something that may have stopped her from getting into A. And, you know, it's something they can probably work on in Season 8. But, you know, I don't think you guys are going to be too upset with that. Hopefully, you ain't going to be too upset with that, you know. And the next legend we're going to go over is Watson. Now, again, another legend I was going to put in A. I was so tempted to put her in A, but the problem is I haven't played her enough. I haven't really played her enough, but I know her potential in ranked, you know. I have a teammate who plays ranks with me, and he mains Watson all the time. Shout out to my guy Nashi, by the way. You know, flipping Watson, her fences are really good, and she's actually got a buff on her fences, which is a 15 damage. Before it was a 10 damage, you know, once you hit the fence. And it actually is quite huge, especially, you know, when you are playing on the defensive. I think, you know, maybe I was a little bit too harsh to not put her in A, but I don't know, guys. What do you reckon? Now, moving into the final legend of this tier, and it's going to be Bangalore. Now, finally, the devs give Bangalore some love. She's definitely been underrated ever since Season 0. You know, her ultimate has finally been buffed, and, you know, her artillery takes is a lot more quicker to explode, which, you know, can make a big difference, especially in ranked or pubs. And, you know, that has moved her up to like a solid B, maybe even close to an 8 because her smoke's good, her double time's good, you know the rest, guys. Like, Bangalore is in a good spot right now. Now, on to A tier. I've got a lot of legends on this tier. Now, they, like the other tiers, could break into S tier or they could drop down to B tier, but most of them could definitely get close to S tier. And I'm going to start off by saying Gibby. Now, he is probably the closest to S tier for me. He is just ridiculous. His gun shield gives you an extra 50 health, especially with that red evo. You know, you're going to be taking bullets like it's nothing. And his dome as well is very good because, you know, especially when you're in ranked, it provides good cover fire for you when you're in them highest tempo scenarios, you know. Now, moving on to Bloodhound. Bloodhound, probably very close to S tier. They did slightly nerf him in Season 7, giving him a little bit extra time on the scans, but it hasn't really made much of a difference in my opinion. He's still very, very strong, and he's definitely a lot better than what he used to be back in Season 0. And now, we go on to Pathfinder, my guy Pathfinder. Now, I'm going to be slightly biased and say, you know, he's very, very close to the S tier. And without a doubt, he's one of the best legends on the game. His grapple is now 30 seconds. And, you know, you don't get punished for doing them short grapples anymore, which makes a massive difference. I don't even think he needed that 30-second grapple. 35 seconds I'd been completely fine with. But, you know, he's not getting punished anymore. And on top of that, his ultimate gets a 10-second cooldown if you scan the beacon, which can be huge, especially in those ranked games. So, continuing into this tier, the next legend we're going to be going over is Revenant. Now, without a doubt, I think everyone can agree with me, he's one of the most annoying legends on Apex Legends. And there's two reasons behind it. His tactical, you can basically disable any ability for a good 10-15 seconds. And, you know, that can be huge, especially in ranked where you are committed to a fight. You're going to have to be thinking twice when he throws that tactical. And it does mess up a lot of third parties, a lot of genuine fighters as well. And the second reason is his death totem. Without a doubt, the most annoying ultimate on the game, I think. The death totem, it gives you extra health, so you can literally go into another fight and you can face no consequences of, you know, trying to fight another team, because you're going to get sent back with almost full health, and, you know, you're going to have a good idea of whether to push or not to push. And, you know, Revenant is very, very, very strong as of Season 7. And yeah, you know, if you haven't tried him already, I recommend to do so, especially in ranked. Speaking of annoying and overpowered, we're going to go over Caustic as our next legend. Now, Caustic isn't as annoying as Revenant, but he definitely is annoying. Let's not mistake that, because, you know, his gas canisters, you can throw 3 or 4 down, and I think it's 25 seconds cooldown, which is kind of insane. And, you know, his gas canister on top of that, not only can you not see in the gas, but, you know, it's quite a lot of damage going through that gas. I think it's like 15 damage, which is, you know, really big, especially in like a bunker or anything like that. It can make a big difference, and he's definitely up there with one of the best ranked legends because of this reason. And, you know, Caustic and Revenant, they may be annoying, but without a doubt, they are some of the best legends on the game as of Season 7. Now, finally moving into the last legend of this tier, and it's going to be Crypto. Now, Crypto, without a doubt, is one of the strongest ranked legends on the game, and he can definitely do a job in pubs as well. His EMP can stop third parties, it can, you know, win you the third party because of that EMP. It not only stuns you, but takes half your shields, which can make a big difference. It can make a big difference in a gunfight. Now, I remember Crypto back in Season 3, and he was one of the worst legends on the game because, you know, if you remember back in Season 3, you could actually take your shields off to prevent losing your shields, and his EMP, it just wasn't really that good back in the day. But, you know, his EMP now is very, very strong, and, you know, on top of that, he can scan beacons now, and he can respawn teammates in, which is huge in ranked. You know, this just proves that Crypto is huge, mainly in ranked, but he can also do a job in pubs. Now, before we get into the last tier, I just want to say a big thank you to my subs for showing this support the last few months. It has been insane. You guys have kept me going with these streams and videos. But before we get into the last tier, let me know in the comment section down below what content you want to see on the channel, and, you know, what legend do you main and where would you rank them on this list. But we're going to get into the last tier for you guys. We have made it to the S tier, guys. Now, there's going to be 2 legends on this tier, and maybe you guys have figured out, I don't know, but it's a process of elimination. So the first legend on this tier is going to be Lifeline. Now, I was tempted to put her in A tier, but S tier I think is fair enough for her. She is insane. She is insane as of Season 7. Even Season 6 she was pretty good. Her revives in ranked pubs are absolutely massive in any situation because, you know, you can continue the fight and you can give cover and fire for your teammate. And on top of that, you know, you got her ultimate, the care package, which can give you cells, syringes, body shields, especially if you run out of, you know, loot for the game. It can, you know, be a game changer. And her heal drone, of course, as well, can help your teammates out in those high pressure situations. Like Lifeline, without a doubt, one of the best legends, and on top of that as well, her hitbox is one of the smallest in the game. So have fun trying to shoot her because, you know, you're not gonna have a good time. You're not gonna have a good time, right, guys? And the last legend on this tier video is gonna be Wraith. Now, without a doubt, in my opinion, Wraith is still the best legend on the game by miles, and there's plenty of reasons behind that. First of all, her hitbox is the smallest in the game, so, you know, have fun trying to shoot her because, you know, it is not gonna go well most of the time. And also her phase can get you out of tricky situations, especially if you make the wrong push, and that could be viable in pubs, ranked, whatever you're gonna be playing. A portal as well is the same, especially in them late end games in ranked, you know, in them high level ranked games. It can make a big difference between, you know, coming second or coming first. And there's just so many more reasons. I just would be going too much into the video. I'll be prolonging this video for ages, so, you know, I'm gonna end the video here, guys. I hope you have enjoyed. You know, if you have, don't forget to leave a like and a sub. But guys, I will see you in the next video stream. Take care, and I will see you guys soon. Peace.